Hi everyone, I am Margo, your tarot reader, and today we are going to do the excess for the month of July 2017 for the sign of Aquarius. Okay, if this does not resonate to you, then check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. If you like a personal reading, please check me out at Margourtarotreader@gmail.com or Facebook Margo your tarot reader, or just comment below and I will contact you. I do have a special for the whole month of July of $27.99, so please take advantage. And let's get started for Aquarius. In reference to the excess, as you can see, I have the couples and I have the singles. And we're going to start off with the married male Aquarius, okay? With the married separated in reference to their excess. Let's see what's going on for the male Aquarius first, okay? Let's see. In reference to your marriage and separation, or let's see. Well, it's telling me now that you don't, as of eventually within the past, you haven't seen things clearly within this marriage or within this relationship. So, or either you're feeling this way or they're feeling this toward you. So it's telling me, male Aquarius, that you're contemplating on whether or not to reach out to your ex. You're contemplating on whether or not to reconcile. Either they're feeling this way or you're feeling this way. Remember that. So I feel that in this situation, you are still in love with your ex and you're hoping and waiting for them to reconcile the situations. Maybe the separation occurred because you started something with someone else at work. Or at least they thought that, or they're thinking that. But I feel that you're willing to work things out and willing to start something new, okay? I feel that you don't want a divorce or you don't want a separation anymore, and you're willing to work things out because you do love that person, or they love you. Remember, this is general reading, so this could be your energy feeling that way or their energy feeling this toward you. I feel in this case, some of you will put this moon aside, which means those fears or those unknown or those secrecies that you maybe you feel that they're more secrets, or they feel that they're more secrets in reference to this separation. Okay, so yes, you feel that there's too much betrayal, or there is more betrayal further to come, and that's why you're afraid to take advantage of, to move forward in this relationship. You know, I feel male Aquarius in reference to your marriage situation or separation, or in reference to your ex. Either they're feeling this way or you feeling this way. You are wanting to, or they are wanting to work this out because of the sake of the family and the children. This in the past, you cheated and you were seeing someone, or they were cheating and seeing someone else. Well, in the past, you're willing to put this behind, is saying, okay? Past, present, and future, and further down the line. That's how I see it. So I feel that you're willing to work things out within this relationship. I think that maybe there was someone else that called your attention that you feel in love with, or they will also feel in the same way. And you struggle hard in order to put this behind, you know. But now it's telling me that the burden is, you're going to put it aside, put it down, and let it go. Or they're going to, and they're going to find a way to talk to you, okay? Or you will find a way to talk to them and reconcile in this month of July. And that is excellent. When you're married, before you decide to let go of the marriage, always find a way to work it out. So that way when it doesn't, you know you did all the best that you could. Especially if you're at fault, for any of you. If you're at fault in this situation and you want to reconcile with your exes, you need to first look within yourself and see if you're willing to let go and not do those mistakes again and start fresh from the beginning in order to reconcile with your ex, okay? If you're the one at fault. And you're the ones watching the video, so you're the only ones that know that you can change that energy, because they don't know. They're not looking at this reading, okay? Aquarius. For the females Aquarius that are married and separated, or thinking of the exes. It's telling me that in this case, for those females that are in a relationship and separated at this time, I feel that in this case, you are struggling on whether or not to give your spouse a second chance, or they are feeling this way that they don't know if you're willing to take them another chance. Though they're willing to come back. They're willing to come the chariot around and start something new, okay? Or you're willing to, but because of the betrayal, you have so much fear that this could end up happening again. You feel like they will end up cheating on you again. In some cases, I will tell you, females that are married in a relationship in reference to their ex, I feel that that you will decide to leave that person behind, okay? In some cases, you or they will decide to leave you behind and call it quits and move forward to better things ahead, Okay, and in some cases you will decide to give them and put all what's left, all the negativity behind, and start something new with a fresh start in the relationship. Female Aquarius that are married in a relationship and separated. What is the universe has in store for you? The fears are that if you give him another chance, would he cheat on me? Would she cheat on me? That's what I see here in this categories for the females that are married Aquarius. I feel that you're afraid that if you give them another chance, that he or she will cheat on you. The fears will always be there, because once they do something like that, the betrayal and so far, it stays within you, you know, and you have to be the one to work on those issues if you want to give someone a chance and bring them back into your life. So you have to find a way, and if you were the one, the victim, then you need to be the one to let them know how to help you heal. Okay, and don't be verbalizing, don't be raising your tone and accusing them of all the things that they've done. If you decide to take anyone back, then that means that you decide to put everything behind, and do not bring them back and forth, because all you're going to do is bring conflict to your relationship, and then eventually they end up leaving again, or you end up leaving again. Okay. So, but in this case, I think that the struggle is within yourself, okay? I feel that the struggle is your hurt, your even guilt at times. Maybe you feel like you probably did something wrong and you didn't, okay? So, unless you're the one that cheated, then you did. I feel that your struggle is whether or not you should give him another chance in this marriage. I feel that whether or not you should follow the divorce. I feel that in this case, I see love, mutual love between you two. And I feel that the fact that you love each other, you're willing to put behind this time around of forgiveness. Okay? So let's do the male single in reference to their ex now. Let's do the male singles in reference to their ex. Male singles in reference to their ex. Male singles in reference to their ex. Aquarius. Let's see, Aquarius in reference to your ex. You feel like your ex wasn't being honest with you. Male singles in reference to your ex, either they feel that you were not being honest with them, or you were not being honest with them, period. I feel that in this situation, some of you have more of a sexual benefit kind of thing than any type of relationship with that person. And I feel that maybe there was a third party in the picture, you know. I feel that maybe you were seeing someone that was married, or that you didn't even know that they were married, or that they were living with someone, and that's what caused the breakup here for those male singles, Aquarius, okay? I feel that in this situation, you don't know. You're still holding out, or they're still holding out, you know, waiting to see, you know, would it be worth trying again, looking out, reaching out to another person, okay? In reference to your ex, I feel that, well, you were with them for quite some time, it's telling me. Some of you were with that ex for quite some time, you know, dating for a while. And then all of a sudden you find out that, you know, they were seeing someone else, or they were actually living with someone else, or married to someone else. And that's what caused the breakup in some cases. Remember, this is general reading. Either you did that, or they did this to you. Okay? And you feel like you love them, or they love you. They feel like, even though you have fears, even though you feel all betrayed and whatnot, I feel that in these cases, you know, some of you will reconcile because you love each other, okay? I feel that some of you will decide to be in engagement kind of situation. In this month of July, this energy will enter. Today we are in July the 9th, 2017. So as of now, this energy is telling me that some of you, for those male Aquarius singles, I feel that you will decide to start something new, either with this person from your ex, because this is the ex section. I feel that you will find a way to contact that person, or they will find a way to contact you. Why? Because you love each other, and because you're willing to start something new. If this is a recently breakup, then you're going to get back together only for the fact that the person is pregnant, and because you love them, okay? And you're going to put the betrayal behind, okay? Find a way to put the betrayal behind if you feel that you're going to give them a chance, and don't bring it back again. Now, let's do the females. Aquarius single in reference to their ex. Female Aquarius in reference to their ex. Let's see what the universe has in store for you. Arcana, show me what must I need to know. Show me what must I need to know. Arcana in reference to Aquarius. Well, it's a good looking out. It's telling me that in the past you were very upset that you broke up with the person, or they were upset that they broke up with the person, but now, in other words, you're coming to the senses, or they're coming out into their senses. It's telling me that you're willing to work things out eventually in the future, okay? Maybe sometime in July or further down. But these are major arcana, which is telling me that the universe has it here for the store future, as of right now and further down the line. The minor arcana or the energies that we can change, okay? So, it's either you or that other person feeling like things had to change. You know, they had to end up a new cycle in this relationship. For those females Aquarius that are single in reference to their exes, I feel that either you had a new cycle to end, a new cycle to begin, and or evolving into a different you, into emotionally, physically, or mentally, or they are going through a new cycle, you know, a new eruption in mentally, physically, or socially. So I feel that in this case, it had to be. It's telling me that the pattern, the change, it had to be either the separation or the breakup. Okay. Will you have contact with them? Yes. Eventually, in the month of July, one way or the other, you or him or her will contact you. You're looking forward to it. You're finding ways, or they're finding ways. You know, some type of contact, and the energy could be either verbally talking to the person, texting, or just literally just by looking at something over online or something, you know, and then making your day happy if you haven't heard from them in a while. So Aquarius, for those single females, in reference to your ex, you know, he or she hurt you, or you hurt them. And even though you're feeling love toward that person, they're feeling the same way towards you. It's a mutual situation here for some of you. And I feel that for some of you, you know, you even had dreams and hopes that you will eventually end up in a fruitful, abundant situation or relationship, even having children further down the line, you thought. And I feel that those feelings are coming into fruition later on in the future. I feel that later on, you know, if you state your ground, he or she eventually will come back. You know, they're very sad that they left you, or you very sad that they left you. But I feel that because you were dating this person for some time, I feel that you're going to find a way, or they're going to find a way to find another way to contact you. Okay? And that is a good sign. Remember, if it was your mistake, apologize and learn from your mistake. And also, if you want to go back, do not do those mistakes again. If not, leave the person alone and move on forward. Okay? And then if they apologize, accept the apology, and then see for yourself if it's truthful or not. Okay? Now, we are going to do the mistresses. Whether you're the third party or they are the third party, we are going to do the males. Aquarius third party, whether you are the one or they were the ones for you, in reference to the ex. Let's see. In some cases, for those male Aquarius that were in third party situation, in reference to your ex, I do not see them coming back. In some cases, I do see that happening. Why? Because you are in love, or you fell in love with a third party situation, or they fell in love with you. In some cases, I see this for the male Aquarius here in reference to the third party situation. Either you're the one married and not knowing what to do as of right now. You're trying to work things out with your spouse before you decide to do what with your ex. Third party, okay? Or it could be vice versa. Either the other person is thinking, you know, that they love you and they also love the person in their lives as of right now. But they have to maintain a distance from you, or you have to maintain a distance from them for right now, okay? Why? Because either the third party spouse find out, or your spouse found out, and, you know, it caused you conflicts. If that's the case, in some cases, I feel that you realize that being in a third-party situation is just not for you, and that you find out to be more in love with your spouse than anything, either you or they did, okay? And these are for the male Aquarius that are in a third-party relationship. So basically, some of you left your third party because you have a family, because you don't want to separate from your spouse, because you have children with that spouse. So you are deciding to stay in a marriage because of the children's sake, because of the family's sake, and not necessarily because you are in love, because some of you are in love with your third party and not with your own spouse. It could be vice versa. Remember that, okay? And then I also feel that some conflict will come to this, either within yourself or within the actual conversation that you're having with your third party. Yes, I do see conversation happening later on in the month of July between your ex or your third party, and I feel that you're not certain whether or not you should, take them back or go back. But in this case, I do feel that, you do love the other person. You do love your mistress. In some cases, you love the mistress and you love your spouse. So that is the comeback that you have within yourself, the battle that you have within yourself. You don't know where your heart is. Well, follow your heart. If you feel that this person is your soulmate, then follow the soulmate. You already lived the life you live with your spouse, and you already know how things are. And eventually, children do grow up to be adults and make their own decisions in life. And if you're a good parent to them, then eventually they will learn to accept the mistakes that you make, okay? Because that's life. No one is perfect. Follow your heart. For those female Aquarius that are in a third-party relationship, let's see what the universe has in store for you. Okay, let's see what the universe has in store for you. Aquarius, females that are in a third-party relationship. Sometimes the universe sends us certain things, for us to learn, like a karma situation. We have to learn this because in the previous life we didn't. In this situation, it's telling me that the third-party situation that you are in or were in caused you a lot of heartache problems within yourself emotionally. I feel that maybe this was your first time that you met someone in a third-party situation, that maybe you were married and met someone else and you felt like, how could I do this to myself or to my marriage? I feel that this is first time third-party situation for some of you females out there, Aquarius. So in this case, you felt that you were bound sexually to that person and you don't know what to do. You don't know what the consequences will be. And so you withdraw yourself, or either they did this to you or you did this to them. Maybe you were their first time, seeing someone else outside the marriage. But in this situation, it's telling me that it's something that it's a universal pattern, either for him or for you. I feel that it was meant for this to take place. It was meant for this to happen, okay? And I feel that eventually you will also have communication from that person, and you or them will find a way to contact with you, okay? Whether it was for the good or for the better, the future is only to know, okay? Because even the bad things are for our own best benefit. Even the bad situations are for our own best benefit. Remember that. The universe has a mysterious ways of working, and it is for us to learn a lesson, and for us to move forward and grow our soul, our spirits. Okay? So if you're in a third-party situation, it is what it is, and no one is perfect. We don't choose who do we fall in love. It chooses us. Okay? So if some of you are married and are been in a marriage for quite some time, you built a family, you built a home, and some of you are in love with your spouse, or they are in love with their spouse, but then they met you and they never thought that they could fall in love with you as well. Okay, they just thought it was a relationship with a benefit kind of thing, and then they grow into something else. I see that happening here. And I feel that you have more conflicts within yourself emotionally in reference to this situation, or they're feeling this way, okay? They're struggling within themselves that whether or not to look for you or you to look for them. Struggling because you are protecting yourself emotionally, physically, or mentally, or they are doing that. And also it's telling me because you don't know if you could continue with this relationship, so you hold back the difference. You broke up with that person for a while, or they broke up with you because of that, because they don't want to risk anything that they have in their lives with their spouses or with you. Some of you will hear back from them. They will tell you that they love you, but because they have too many issues at home, they're trying to keep it all together. I want to say the blah blah story. But in this situation, it's up to you what it is you want to believe in that person, or it's up to them what they come and tell you, and if you're willing to accept. Some of you will have to make the first step, female Aquarius, if you're on a third party. If you're the one doing the wrongs, you know, if you're the one married seeing someone else and you left them a while, then you will have to be the one contacting them to see what it is you want with that other third party. And in some cases, they have to be the ones to come and reach out to you and mend things, either to end things in a decent way or to go back. Okay, but in this month of July, there will be a way. Okay, there will be a way. Not suitable, but maybe so. Okay, so I hope this was a help to you, and make the wise decision. Thank you.